Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles and cousins, of course, and nanas and papas, or if you prefer, abuelos and abuelas, and baseball fans everywhere, welcome to this edition of our Monday podcast. Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Knight. I am here on behalf of the Valley Baseball League and all the teams in this league, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to Podcast Monday. For those of you just joining in, I want to let you know that 6 days a week we are bringing you the best of our games from 2019. We're giving you the option of seeing the whole game if you'd like to, but you can also just catch the highlights. It's a great chance to catch up with players like Jimmy Goldsmith or Aaron Polinsky, who went off to the Yankees this year. JD Mundy, for those of you who haven't heard, has gone off to the O's. We also have the Nationals covered with players such as Daniel Murphy, I know he went from went from the Nationals, went to the Cubbies, and then went on to play for Colorado. But we also have Cody Wilson, who's making his way up. Currently was played in Winchester a couple years ago, was drafted last year by the Nationals, and COVID-19 has kind of sidelined him this year, but I know he'll be back, and he is a contender. Anyway, so if you're looking for players to follow, we've got all that, and this is where you find out who they are. Aaron Nagel, Andrew Check. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but we still have a podcast to do. And we're also, today what we're doing is we're doing Where Are They Now and What Are They Doing There? And Aaron had a chance to catch up with Brandon Quaranta, which is just a real treat. He played for the Strasburg Express back in 2016 and 17. It is my pleasure to turn this over to Erin and give you a chance to catch up with where Brandon is now. Erin?
Hey everybody, I'm Erin Summers, your Valley League reporter. I am really excited to bring with you Brandon Quaranta. Now, he played for the Strasburg Express from 2016, 2017, had an incredible career in the Valley. So we're excited to catch up with him, see what he's up to now, and go back on some of his time in the Valley. And Brandon, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much, Erin, for having me. I'm honored to be here today, and just thank you, once again for having me. I'm excited
Definitely.
to be here. So,
well, let's just start with where you're calling in from today and what you're up to right now.
So I'm calling in. I'm calling in from Hudson Valley, New York. I've lived here my whole life, and currently, what I'm up to nowadays, so I do a little bit of construction. I also work for the state of New York, and I do public safety. And then with both of those jobs that I currently am doing, I actually was able to start my own baseball team there. We do have a league up here in the Hudson Valley called the Hudson Valley Adult Baseball League. So there's all different levels. There's premier level, which I'm in with my team, and it's all like ex-college guys, so guys that maybe didn't play pro ball that they're looking to play. So I decided with my buddy to start that team. It's been a lot of fun so far, so I'm excited to do that. Unfortunately, right now we're not playing, but hopefully soon enough we can start up again.
So you have played, though. You have had some games, some practices?
Yes, we have. We've done a couple scrimmages. Last year I played in the league as well for a different team, but this year I decided to start my own. So unfortunately, I haven't had any official games with my own team yet, but just like the scrimmages and stuff.
Well, in the Valley League, you were a utility player. So you played multiple defensive positions. You pitched, you're in the outfield. What's your go-to position now?
I'm still playing the outfield a little bit. I still love to pitch. Pitching is always fun. But at the end of the day, I still want to hit. So I'd rather play the outfield, just be able to swing and get my at-bats, because, that's what I love to do. So outfield is definitely my go-to, I would say.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people talking about your power. You definitely do very well at the plate. Speaking of some of your success at the plate, in the field, all over, in the Valley League, you came in during the 2016 season, about midway through the season. What were you up to leading into the season, and how difficult of a transition was it to play summer ball?
So at the time, I had just come off my sophomore season where I went, which was Philadelphia University. They recently changed the name to Jefferson, but yeah, I came off my sophomore year. The beginning of that year was kind of tough. I had gotten hurt. I had a little bit of tendonitis in my elbow, so I really didn't play the first half of that year at school, and then I ended up playing and having a pretty good end of the year. One of my coaches, one of my assistant coaches at the time had known some people. He knew people in the valley and was helping out with the Strasburg Express. So midway through the summer, I was playing for another summer league around here in my local area, and he had given me a call and said, "Hey, do you want to come down to the valley? The Express are looking for somebody, maybe just to pitch, not knowing what I would do, maybe just to, be a backup guy, maybe get a chance, not knowing that I would." But, he had told me, come down, just look good. Don't do anything, have good BP sessions before the game. If you get into pitch, do good. And I tell you what, the Strasburg Express, they're a great organization. They're, I loved playing for them. Everyone from top to bottom is amazing. But they didn't know what to expect out of me, and I didn't know what to expect. So with that being said, they're a very, very tough organization, being that they expect you to produce. And I guess when I first came down, like I said, I didn't know what to expect. So I remember my first game I sat out. We played Charlottesville. I just watched, and it was a big learning experience. And the next day I got a start, and I was like, oh wow, I'm gonna get a start. I didn't expect it as DH. Butch Barnes, who was my coach, put me in, and I said, oh my God, I got to do good. I can't do bad because it might be the only chance I get, not knowing what could happen. And I remember my first at bat, I went up there and I was lucky enough to have a good at bat, hit a home run, and it kind of just went on from there, being able to do, I guess, produce for them. So that's kind of how it started and where it would end up becoming, two good years with them. So.
I see the smile. So definitely some good memories for you. How were you able to come in and just have so much success right off the bat?
I really don't know how much success. I think it was just being able to be comfortable. Butch Barnes and Anthony Goncalves and all my coaches and the Neal family, they did a really good job of making players comfortable. And I got to give credit to my host family and all the fans. I mean, they just make it comfortable for you when you come in, and they want you to do good. They expect you to do good. But like I said, they are hard on you if you don't do good, but they should be because they expect to win. That's just how the Strasburg Express are. But I think being comfortable coming in and all the teammates I had just allowing me to come in and bond with them within the first couple of days really made it simple for me to come and, produce and do good with that. I think that was the biggest thing.
It was an incredible season in 2016, ending up with the championship. What was that experience like?
I mean, that was amazing. I mean, that team from top to bottom, every single guy on that team was just completely all in to win. The talent that we had was incredible. I mean, I don't think there was one player in that lineup that you couldn't have been an MVP that year. I mean, just every single player was just unbelievable, from our starting pitching to our 1 through 9 to our backup guy. I mean, everybody, they knew their role. They knew what they had to do. The coaches were unbelievable. And when I came in, they were already, I don't even know what their record was. They were probably like, I don't know, 10 games over 500. And it kind of we continued to just do good. Every single day we went out, we expected to win. There was never a day that we didn't think we would win. And when we won the championship, I don't want to say that we expected it, but we kind of knew that we were that good and we were a good enough team to win the championship that year without a doubt. So.
Over your 2 summers there, you gained a lot of experience. How are you able to improve with the opportunity to play over the summer?
Well, the experience, I mean, coming from a Division II school and then going up against Division I guys who were from all, top prestige schools all over the country, it was definitely a learning experience to be able to, not know if you can compete with those guys and then be able to compete. It gave you a lot of confidence, I think, a lot of confidence in my game. It gave me a lot of knowledge of what maybe these top prestigious schools do with their guys from a training perspective, being able to go, from the outside of the baseball, going to the workout with these guys and just talk to them and find out what their daily routine was. It brought a lot of knowledge to me that I could go bring back to all my guys at my Division II school that maybe don't get that level of coaching that some other schools have, and the amount of funding that goes into those schools with their equipment and everything that they're blessed to have. So that was the biggest thing. I mean, those guys, they get a lot more, I would say, not a lot more things, but they just have a lot of knowledge about the game that maybe a lot of other schools won't have, being from those prestigious top D1 schools. So.
You mentioned coming from D2, being able to compete with the D1 players. You weren't just able to compete, you were able to dominate some of those players. You were an all-star selection in 2017, and you participated in the home run derby, and you won. You had 12 home runs in the final round alone. I mean, incredible performance. What was the experience like participating in the home run derby, and how were you able to come in and take the whole thing?
Oh, well, the home run derby. I mean, that was just a great time. I mean, going to JMU's baseball field in Harrisonburg and being able to just have fun. I mean, that was really what I was looking to do. I didn't think I was going to win it. I didn't really know what to expect. But when I got selected, I was just like, you know, so many guys can just say, dream about playing in a home run derby, and being able to win it was just like a dream come true. I mean, that was one of my favorite moments I had down there. I mean, obviously winning the championship was probably the top moment, but being able to play in the home run derby and compete in that and be able to win that was awesome. I mean, I had my coach pitching BP to me, so I was comfortable the whole time with that, and he knew exactly where I wanted to pitch it. So it was a lot of fun watching all the fans and the guys around me just enjoying that as much as me. It was awesome.
The Strasburg Express president and CEO, Jay Neal, said that you bring so much power that sometimes he feels sorry for the ball. Where does the power come from?
I mean, I don't know. I love to work out, so I think that has a lot to do with it, just being able to lift weights and be strong. But I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I couldn't answer that question. I guess God gave me the ability to hit for power. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm lucky I have it. I guess so.
For other players that are coming into summer ball, what is some advice that you can give them on how to take advantage of your time playing over the summer and with a wooden bat?
I would say if they're gonna go out and play summer ball, it's really good to get their skills down. If they had a bad season at school ball, or it didn't go the way they wanted, they have really a good chance to go out and get better and maybe to get their confidence back up. I mean, I see a lot of guys that maybe don't have really good school season, and they come down and they do really well, and that could kind of jumpstart them. I guess it was kind of like I said, for me, I came off being hurt my sophomore year, coming down there with I had some confidence, and I enjoyed it. But I guess going down there and winning the championship with a bunch of guys you didn't know from all over the country was amazing. I would say, like, if anyone can play summer ball, in any of these leagues, including the Valley, it's a great opportunity. I mean, you meet some of the most amazing people, teammates from all over. You get a great bond with everybody. So I would recommend it and do it 100%.
Hey, I really hate to do this to you, but I've got to stop the conversation just for a quick second to do a couple things. One, want to encourage you all to subscribe, like, and share. That's right. Why do we do that? We do that because we want everyone everywhere to know what's happening in the Valley. There's some great stuff happening here. We've had over 1,100 players come out of our league and go on to play in the majors. We had one NFL player, Riley Cooper, come out of the Haymarket Senators and go on to play in the NFL. Go Phillies. Let's try that again. Go Eagles. Sorry, I got baseball. I get baseball, hockey, and football mixed up. I'm really bad. I realize one of them has an oblong ball, but I can't remember which one it is. Hit in the head one too many times with the stick and a puck, both of which did happen, by the way. Anyway, enough about hockey for now. Let's get back to baseball. But before we do that, we've got to pay tribute to our great sponsor, Grace Burrows. Without sponsors like Grace, we would not be able to do this. So we're going to take a quick second and recognize Grace and the other sponsors who help make these podcasts and our seasons via live stream happen.
We'd first like to thank New York Times best-selling historical romance author and VBL Uber sponsor Grace Burrows. For 3 years now, she has helped make our live streams possible. Be sure to visit graceburrows.com. That's Grace, BURROWES.com, to say thank you. And please note that Grace is wishing everyone in the VBL family the best of happily ever afters. We'd like to thank the Miller Auto Group, proud sponsor of the Northern Division. Although car buying may not be a necessity at the time, the Miller Auto Group would like you to know that they are here for you whenever you are in need. If a new or used vehicle is not the priority, but service is, feel free to schedule an appointment online at your convenience. Visit them at drivemiller.com. That's drivemiller.com to find the sales, service, or parts you need. We'd also like to thank 47, sponsor of the official on-field cap of the Valley Baseball League. Shop your favorite headwear and apparel styles at 47brand.com. They also make official Major League stuff too. So if you're missing your favorite MLB team right now, just think 47brand.com. We'd like to thank Stephen Toyota in Harrisonburg, proud sponsor of the Valley Baseball League Southern Division. Save time when shopping for your new Toyota, Toyota Certified Used, and Stevens Select vehicle when you start your deal online with Stevens Toyota's online shopper system. Visit us today at stephentoyota.com. That's stephentoyota.com. We'd also like to thank Rawlings, maker of the official baseball of the Valley League and Major League Baseball. And finally, we'd like to thank Signs USA for providing awards and banners to the league. When you need a sign, award, or banner, thank Signs USA. SignsUSVA.com.
All right, before we go back to the conversation, just want to encourage you all, if you've got any comments, we welcome them. You can reach us at vbleague@isomermedia.com. That's vbleague@isomermedia.com. All right, now back to the conversation with Brandon. Here's Erin.
After your 4 years playing at Philadelphia, now Jefferson, what were some of the decisions that you had to make about your baseball career or just life after baseball?
So, going off life after baseball, some of the decisions, I guess for me was hanging up my cleats. That was a hard decision for me. I mean, doing well in college and having, playing in the Valley and doing really good there. I didn't want to stop playing baseball. I wanted to continue. I hopefully wanted to get drafted and see where that went. And unfortunately, it just didn't work out for me. It just wasn't meant for me, and I had to make that decision that this was something that I could look back on as a great part of my life, but only a small part of my life. So I guess after my senior year, when I thought I potentially had a shot to get picked up by a team, and I did not end up getting picked up, it took me a couple months to kind of figure out what I wanted to do with my life and kind of where I wanted to go. And then I was able to decide from there, it was in my best interest to decide to not play anymore, unfortunately. So.
Well, our media relations person, John Leonard, speaks your praises. He gets very frustrated when he thinks that players that were very well qualified to be drafted, had a really good stats, don't get drafted. He gets pretty mad. So I just have to put a plug in there for him. Let you know that he was on your side 100%. He still doesn't understand why you didn't get drafted.
Yeah. Well, I love John. All his stuff on All Things Valley is amazing that he writes about me. So thank you, John, for that. I see everything. But yeah, sometimes it just doesn't work out. It's maybe just not meant to be. I mean, I've seen a lot of guys that this year alone, because of what's going on with the MLB, have been released, and I can't even imagine what they're all going through right now because they put so much work and every day in and out of the gym and the field and whatever they do. I mean, those guys, I know a lot of them personally because I played against them, and it's just unfortunate and so it's horrible that they have to be released because of something that's going on that you really can't control. So I give them all the most respect, and I hope one day they can all get picked up again by a team because it must be horrible. So.
And you bring up a good point. There's a lot of changes right now with the MLB draft, talking about going to less rounds, and then the college baseball season even maybe shifting to be later and then going further into the summer. How do you think that that's going to affect potential draftees and then people that are looking to go into the summer league too, kind of shortening that season?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to affect a lot of people big time just because, like you said, first instance, the draft, if they're going to shorten the draft, I mean, I don't know exactly personally what the rounds would be. I haven't looked into it, but I've heard about it. But I mean, if you shorten rounds, I mean, a lot of players aren't going to get picked up, and a lot of those guys, maybe guys out of high school that would have got drafted, they can go to college at least and play. But those late round guys, especially like coming from a Division II school where you have D3 or D2 guys that might get picked up later on, or even seniors that might not get a shot now, it's going to be hard because there's going to be so many good players that don't get a shot. And then from the other side of it, if you have college season that starts later, and you kind of go into the summer, it might affect summer seasons. And like a place like Strasburg, who's a small town, in Virginia, if they don't get, that's what brings that town together in the summer. I mean, they love their baseball, and you don't have, say, you have college going later and later into the summer. You might not be able to have a season. So it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a really big change, and I hope it's for the better. I hope nothing negative comes out of it, but yeah, it's gonna be really, really tough.
Definitely interesting times right now, and I'm sure everybody that likes baseball, that's involved in it, is following all of the changes, just kind of hoping to get everybody back on the diamond. Now, let's take it back to this team that you said that you started. Are you
Okay.
managing the team? Are you also are you a player coach? How are you handling that?
So yeah, I'm a player coach. It's like I said, it's just for fun. It's a small thing we do. I find guys that play college ball that are pretty talented as well. And yeah, I play, and then I set up, me and another guy, we set up all the recruiting that we get guys, like jerseys that we have to get. So yeah, it's just like I said, it's for fun, but it keeps me playing baseball as much as I can while I'm working, and it's a lot of fun. So it's the first time I played baseball where I feel like I'm not being watched no matter what I do. So you can actually enjoy it a little bit more. So.
Yeah. Can you still hit the long ball?
So actually, yeah, last year I did lead the. Well, I led the league in home runs, but I guess so. I mean, I don't like to brag about it too much, but I mean that's still definitely my favorite part of the game, is hitting the home run no matter what. So.
The utility player is such an interesting position, and you can come in anywhere really. You're a huge asset for the team. When you were playing in college and then in the Valley, I know they utilized you a lot of different places. How difficult was it not knowing coming into a game kind of where you were going to be or what you're going to do night to night?
I think it was tough. I tried to prepare myself every day to maybe, I would go take fly balls. I'd practice in the outfield. I would take ground balls. Obviously, I would throw my bullpen. So I was prepared. Not knowing where I was going to go was a little bit more difficult, I would say, because you have guys that are at a position every day, so they're comfortable with it every day. I would say every night you have to just be comfortable. You have to get used to that position. If you're in the outfield the day before, and now you have first base, and it's a big change. And people might not see it as that, but if you're not consistently playing that position every single game, it can be difficult. And yeah, you have a more likelihood of maybe making an error or screwing up something. Like that's just part of the game. But I would always try and prepare myself as best as I could, knowing that I could be thrown anywhere on the field potentially any night. So.
They say baseball players are 5-tool players. That's what you look for. Maybe you have 10. I don't know. Maybe you have twice as many tools as everybody else.
No. No, I wasn't always the fastest guy, so that's one tool I didn't really have. Yeah, I had power, but yeah, I mean, there's some. Listen, there's some amazing players out there. I don't like to take all the credit for myself. I've never been like that, but I definitely had a couple tools that I could use for my favor, but I didn't have everything. I definitely not have it.
You said that winning a championship in 2016 in the Home Run Derby were some of your highlights from your time in the Valley League. Any other good stories, relationships that you formed that you can share?
Yeah, I mean, definitely the 2016 team was amazing. Like I said, we had from top to bottom, I thought the best talent, no matter what, per position in that whole entire league that summer. I mean, the players we had were amazing. I just, and then even the 2017 season, we got a chance to go to the championship, and end up playing the Charlottesville Tom Sox, who I don't recall what number they were, but I remember they were definitely like a top 5 team that summer. I don't remember the exact number, but I mean, they were unbelievable. And for us to come within one game, unfortunately, just we had a couple errors. One that I can put on myself, and I never will forget that. But we were that close. But just all the guys I met. I mean, the town of Strasburg. They're, like I said, they're unbelievable. Those people down there, they live and die for that baseball team, and they make you feel like when you come in, you're a king in that town. The way they feed us and the way they take us in, and I mean, I just hope guys like me can understand and respect how much that meant to us, and just want to thank them. I mean, the relationships I have with all the guys over the years is going to be like lifetime memories that I have with all of them. But yeah, just being able to win the championship, home run derby, and then getting back to another championship with that organization was unbelievable. I wish we could have won it, but unfortunately we just came short. I think we had a lot of adversity that summer, so it was just an unbelievable, achievement to even get to that championship that second year. So.
You mentioned that they fed you well. So what were some of the best meals that you had?
I mean, every night after our home games, we get like a amazing meal. I mean, from everything. I mean, I don't even remember some of the stuff. It was so good. I mean, they had ribs and pizza. I mean, we just got fed good. I mean,
Well, I mean,
anything we
you're
wanted, they
also
had.
in
They were fine.
college and you don't have to pay for it. So everything's going to be a lot better at
Yep,
that point, right?
exactly.
Yeah,
Free food is always great food.
exactly. With where you're at right now, you're working construction. Where do you feel like you're going to be maybe 5 years down the line?
Well, I've really thought about considering potentially trying to get into college coaching. Maybe as a volunteer to start, and then maybe one day become an assistant. I always wanted to become a coach. I would still love to do it. That's why I kind of started my own team, just to kind of see how that goes. But if I can start getting in with an organization, and maybe continue to build my college career resume as a coach, I would like to do that. I mean, but like it's tough right now with where I'm at. But if I can potentially get into as a volunteer and start slow, and then in 10 years from now, maybe get higher up the ranks in coaching, that's something I can see myself definitely doing.
I think there might be a couple people that would welcome you in the Valley League if you ever wanted to try your hand in summer ball as a
Yeah,
manager.
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, coaching down there would be a dream. I think that even potentially going down there to help out with the Strasburg Express, just doing little things behind the scenes with them would be something I'd be interested in. I'd have to just call up the Neils and find out, but yeah, I mean, it was definitely something I would do. I mean, I know Bruce Alger really well from Newmarket. He's a great guy, so I mean, there's a lot of people I do know down there that would definitely be willing to help out with former guys like myself. So.
Well, you're going to have to keep us posted on where your career goes. If you end up
Yes.
back in the Valley League, of course, we'll want to talk to you again. But it was great catching up with you, kind of hearing about some of your time in the Valley and what you're up to now. I really appreciate the time.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I hope everyone enjoys it.
All right, everybody, that's going to wrap it up for tonight. Really appreciate you joining us for Monday's podcast. Tomorrow it is day 28. The Newmarket Rebels will be hosting the Woodstock River Bandits in Newmarket. Got some exciting games on tap, so please join us for the games of our rewind games of the night. We've got 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and 33 coming at you next week. And then we'll be back next week with a podcast to kind of keep you entertained and keep you up on where these players are now and what they're doing. On behalf of the league and all the teams in this league, I'm Graham Knight. I want to thank you all for joining in tonight, and I want to wish you all a speedy return to the baseball diamond, and I want to wish you all perfect health. We'll see you again tomorrow night for day 28 of our rewind season. Thanks again, everybody. Good night.